Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what are people's first impressions of you. Okay, so please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile. So for pile number 1, we have Malachite. And we have the dragon. For pile number 2, we have Sodalite. And we have the Queen. And for pile number 3, we have Red Jasper. And we have the Earth Fairy. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose the Malachite crystal and the dragon card, card number 24 with power and strength, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what are people's first impressions of you. So as I tapped into your energy, I was looking at the green and red, and I don't know why, it was reminding me of Christmas. So something about Christmas, and then when I thought of Christmas, I don't know why, I saw the Mean Girls movie where they're dressed up in Christmas clothes and they're on stage about to dance to some Christmas song. I don't know. I don't know why I saw that. Could be just random. Let's go ahead and pull your oracle cards first, and then after that we're going to look at your tarot cards. Maybe someone met you around Christmas. I don't know. One of you. For my pile number ones. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. May I please look into what are people's first impressions of them? We're now using the Priestess of Light Oracle. We have card number 46 with Healing Earth, the power to give and receive healing. At the back of the deck, we have Innovation with New Creations. So it's interesting that we have new creations here as well as the dragon in the center of your reading. So the dragon breathes fire, and fiery energy is always noted to be linked to creativity, like fiery energies, because it's the energies of creation. You know, when you light a fire, you create it out of nothing. So I feel like if you're not a fire sign, it's okay, but you could just have a fiery energy to you, or people could have just seen you as very fiery or feisty in terms of the first impressions they've had with you. They could have also seen you as someone with a lot of power, a great, great, great power than you even realize. They could even see you as someone that, when they first met you, like people's first impressions, that has a lot of creativity, that has a lot of this type of energy of passion towards life and optimism towards life, but also this great strength. And I also saw a vision of, you know, from Shrek, the dragon from Shrek. I don't know why I saw a vision of that. But I feel here with innovation, new creations at the back of this deck, You know, people that met you for the first time could have thought you were very innovative, could have thought you were very creative, whether it be in the way that you dressed. Maybe they thought you dressed up in a very creative way. Maybe you do makeup for some of you, or maybe some of you are actually artistic, or some of you bake, or some of you just seem creative. I don't know. And then we also have earthy energy here. So some of you could also have given off earthy energy in terms of your first impressions towards people, where people may have seen you as very grounded and down to earth, but at the same time having this passion and this fire for life. Maybe even being very talented at certain things. That's kind of the first impression people have of you, and to have a lot of healing energy. I feel like people that are very empathic and can feel vibes can feel your calming vibes. There's something about your vibe being very calming. It very much makes them feel safe and at peace. And like time kind of just slows down with you, is what I feel like people's first impressions are. They can speak to you and it feels very chilled. Your energy feels very balanced and stable to others in terms of first impressions. And as they get to know you a little bit deeper and open up their heart to you, I think maybe at first, maybe they see you as just someone really grounded, but then I think later on, their perspective of you changes as they love you more. Like if they create friendships with you, or bigger creation of relationships with you, then maybe they start to see you as a more emotional person. But I definitely feel people that are spiritual or religious, or people that are just connected to energies, like they can feel energies, feel your vibe and really like your vibe. It feels very safe to people. Uh, my boyfriend was playing Suicide Boys, and those songs are stuck in my head. We have the card Surrender, card number 44. Does someone here like their music? What's surrender showing up in all these roses? I feel like people. Oh my gosh, we have feeling safe at the back of the deck. What did I say? Like, that's so cool. I feel like people see you as a person that is very romantic, as a person with a lot of power and strength. But also at the same time, there is this romantic energy to you. There's this softness to you. And the Malachite crystal is all about the heart chakra. I did feel a very open heart from you. And the card 44, 444, that is another synchronicity. The number 4 relates to stability, security, safety. So like, what? Okay. 444 could also be people thinking you're very protective over those you love. But I feel like you have a very big open heart, and that's what people's first impressions are of you. People's first impressions of you is that you have this very soft energy to you, but powerful at the same time. But powerful in the sense where maybe you don't always see your power, or maybe you do, but maybe you don't show it too much, because I feel like you're very down to earth people. Okay, and I think power doesn't mean that much to you. I think the heart means more to you, like love and all those things. And I do feel like a very Venusian Aphrodite energy surrounding you. Like maybe people think you're someone that is very attractive. Maybe people think that you are someone with a very hopeless romantic vibe to you. It kind of also reminds me of Lana Del Rey's energy. So yeah, I feel like some of you have that vibe too. Or I'm looking at this woman here, and what she's wearing looks very luxurious, and over here too it looks like very silky. So people's first impressions of you could be that you buy very good quality clothes, or your clothes look very comfortable on you. You look like a very comfortable person, very peaceful, very like your energy feels luxurious in some way. People's first impressions of you could also be that you maybe are luxurious, or maybe that you are successful in some way. Um, and soft skin, because I'm looking at the woman here with the soft skin. She's also breastfeeding a baby, which is nurturing energy. Some of you could have a very nurturing energy, and that is people's first impressions of you. I also feel like people's first impressions of you is to have a very wise old soul with a lot of ancient knowledge within your soul. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but I'm seeing that. And I'm also seeing this energy of your home looking beautiful. So with the lavender here in the background, I also feel like that energy of peace. Like peace. I keep getting peace. You're a very peaceful person. That's what people think in their first impressions. And with the book here, there's something about the Akashic records, you being very connected to the Akashic records, and you being very intelligent. But since the book is closed and she's covering herself, I feel like people don't think you're a closed book, but more so you are an open book. But in order to open these pages, it's not like you need to prove you're worthy, but you need to bring in the same love that you give to others, like other people. Do you get what I mean? Other people need to make you feel safe, make you feel at peace, the same way you do for them, in order to read more pages of your book, in order to get to know you more, because she's covering herself here. So it's like people may see you as someone that opens up slowly but surely. Like you don't just open up your heart to anyone. It takes time to get into your circle. And there's something here about people really wanting that. But then some people get very, very entitled to your energy. And then like I'm seeing someone almost trying to force you open. And you don't like that. Or that's how it is perceived. So let's go ahead and pull your small tarot card. So this was the Priestess of Light Oracle deck. This was the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck. This was the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. We're now using the Vanessa Tarot. So Spirit Guides of Pile 1. Queen of Pentacles. What did I say? Queen of Pentacles is a rich woman. But there doesn't just have to be women watching this. But what did I say? People think, or people's first impressions is that you are very successful in some way in the earthly realm. Like, that's the first vibe I get. Even if it's not true, remember this is the first impressions reading. I'm hearing the word luxury specifically. We have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a very similar energy of the growth of abundance and blessings, but it's like slow type of growth. Another first impression people have, since there's an urn here, is that you could be having some pass on loved ones around you. We have the Star, or you could have been healing from mourning something. Mourning doesn't have to be a physical loss. People could just have thought you've lost something in your life that was dear to you that you were healing from. But then with the Star card as well, people could also have that first impression of you being someone that shines like a star, that gets a lot of recognition from others, that is very well liked by others, as well as having this connection to the spiritual realms, the angelic realms I hear, as well as the earthly realms. Then we have the Two of Wands in reverse. With the Two of Wands in reverse, I kind of get that vibe of like, I'm not open to experimenting because I've already lived my life. I don't know what that means. Because she is mixing some kind of science project here as well as sewing something. So I get the vibe of experimentation. And since it's in reverse, I get that vibe of like not open to experimenting. But I'm hearing maybe in terms of like alcohol and things like that. Like, I don't know if someone here doesn't drink. Or if that's the first impression people get from you, like you're not really into that scene of things. If you are, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I do like that too. But like, maybe that's just the first impression people get. Even if something doesn't resonate, people can read us wrong, So at the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And behind that, we see the Lovers wanting to pop out. So people could think that you're someone that, really puts in a lot of effort, time, and consistency towards your relationships, especially when you really commit to someone in terms of romantic love. Some of you, the first impression could be that you're a mother or a father or a parent. We are now using the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot. So spirit guides on my pile, number ones. What are people's first impressions of my pile ones? We have the Three of Pentacles. Pregnancy, like why? Okay, some of you are definitely mothers. Or that's the first impression people get from you. Okay, so the cards we have the Queen of Wands. We have the Chariot. We have the Hierophant. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Two more cards for my pile, number ones, please. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles, as well as the Six of Wands. The Six of Swords, sorry. At the back of the deck, we have the Empress. So with the Empress and the Queen of Wands showing up, I think a lot of people definitely think you're very physically attractive in terms of their first impressions of you. And there's something about you having this vibrancy, this magnetic energy to you, this glow to you. Like, that's what I feel, a glowiness from you. Like, people are looking at you and they're thinking you're glowing and radiating. There's this vibrancy to you. Also this very fiery energy to you of sensuality, this feistiness to you too, is what people have in their first impressions of you. People also see you as a very confident person, as a person that loves yourself in their first impressions of you. And I don't know why, I just got the vibe like someone here, there's nothing wrong with this, but like, I don't know why I just got this message. Because I think there's nothing wrong with it because everyone has their own choices in life, and I think someone here has thought like you have lip fillers because there's something about your lips looking very juicy. So someone here has like really juicy lips and like I just heard lip fillers. So I don't know, like they're also showing me Kylie Jenner now. I don't know. So take it as it resonates, but I'm also seeing something here about these three people have short hair and these two people have long hair. Maybe people like your hair. I get the vibe people's first impression of you is that you live in a nice home, or that you travel a lot with a chariot, or that you're always moving between places. Like, there is no time to sit around and worry. Like, that's what I get from the Nine of Swords. Like, you're always, and the chariot right next to it, you're always busy and on the go. Always doing something. Like, that's a vibe I pick up on as like someone's first impression of you. But then also that maybe you may be creative, or maybe a mother, or maybe a parent, or may just have this type of sensuality to you that people notice, or a seductive energy. And a lot of confidence and self-love, definitely. I'm also hearing people think in your first impressions that you eat well, like you really take good care of your physical body. There's something about your skin looking very hydrated and glowy, and it looks like you just take care of yourself. It looks like you drink a lot of water, take your vitamins or supplements or something like that, or exercise, or just take good care of your vitality. Like I'm seeing someone in the gym, do squats or pick up weights or run or something like that. And I'm seeing someone here like really have like a long skincare routine that they're dedicated to. And just that you eat good. Like I'm seeing someone have like a first impression of you where you go out to a lot of restaurants and eat good. None of these things may be true. These are people's first impressions, so take it as it resonates. And if you can't think why they think that, just think of like, why would they think that? Like, think logically about your own life and maybe what would give them that impression. Someone here likes to wear saris and like people like that. I'm seeing like someone have a first impression of you that you're very spiritual, that you like to meditate or do yoga, or that you have crystals in some way, or that you are religious or pray. I'm also hearing someone here has a first impression of you that you value your peace. It's like you're not going to allow anything to take away your peace because that takes away your power. And there's this feeling of like not wanting people to waste your time. So someone here has very strong boundaries, and that's the first impression someone got from you. Also that you have a lot of key to knowledge and wisdom, and that things are starting to flourish in your life, the things you've worked hard for from a young age. Someone here has a first impression where people think that you've been working really hard since a young age, or that you had to grow up really young and mature really young, which is why you're so stable. But now it's like things are starting to flourish in your life, all the hard work you've put in. And it's starting to move away from this energy of worry. You've invited more peace and healing into your life. This is all I have for you right now, my pile number ones. I really hope this reading resonated. I also just heard someone thinks you're married. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the Sodalite crystal and the Queen card, card number 4, with woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what are people's first impressions of you. So by the way, we're starting your reading at 1555. If anybody has been seeing the number 555, that could be a synchronicity for you, and if not, that could be a message into the first interpretation here, that you're maybe someone, 5 is a number of change, so maybe that you're someone that either changes a lot, like you're always transforming or changing, or you bring change to the world around you, something along those lines, or that you are currently changing the way your reality looks around you. So with the Queen here, of course, if you're even a man watching this, you can be watching this and be a king. This card talks about divine feminine energy and this type of power of knowing you're that queen, that king, knowing your royalty. So you could come across in your first impressions to others as owning your power, as knowing you have this royalty within you. It's kind of like, how Beyonce always holds that power of like Queen Bee. It's kind of like that confidence in yourself, like you're the only one and no one can do it like you. That's what I'm hearing in people's first impressions of you. People could also think you're a very seductive person or very sexually attractive to them. People could also put you on a pedestal in terms of when they first meet you. And I'm looking at this person here play the harp. You could be like music to people's ears. You could like music. People could like your music taste. Or you could be perceived. Someone here is a magician. Not a magician. Musician. Why did I say magician? Maybe someone here is a magician as well. People could also have a first impression of you that you have a lot of friends, or that you just have a very small circle where it's just like people you can call your family. So take what resonates. And since she's wearing a white dress, I feel the energy of Virgo. You know how Virgo is depicted as the virgin, the maiden, Mother Mary kind of energy, like that pureness. There's something where people view you as a pure soul in terms of their first impressions of you. People also view you as someone with a beautiful voice or someone with a very powerful voice. Something about you being very outspoken or being very sociable and charismatic, or something about your voice either being very soothing or calming, or something about your voice being very sexy, I hear. Take what resonates, my pile twos. Let's go ahead and pull your cards for you. Okay, so we're starting off with the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So what are people's first impressions of my pile number twos? We have the card 29 with grief. I'm seeing it in a very poetic way. Someone look at your life like you're the main character. You know, in those movies, trying to think what they're called. Oh, it's John Green, the author of The Fault in Our Stars, but he made another movie or book, movie/book. Well, I don't know if he actually made the movie, but there was a book after, there was a movie after his book, um, where I felt the energy looking for Alaska or Paper Towns. I'm not sure which one it is. Paper Towns, probably. And in the movie, she was kind of like, well, she was not the main, I don't know if she was the main character. I may be mistaken, but the movie was centered around her and the man that was playing in that movie. It was kind of like she had that energy of him like kind of chasing after her. And she had an energy, if I'm wrong, you can correct me, but she had an energy of kind of being misunderstood by others, and it's kind of like she was just very different in a way, but she was very much romanticized and put on a pedestal by him for her uniqueness, for her unique qualities. And it's kind of like someone seeing you for the first time, romanticizing you, putting you on a pedestal, making you the main character in their world, and looking at you in a very poetic way. So, you know how like Lana Del Rey sings about her sadness and she makes it in a very poetic way? It's like people see you in that sense, see some sadness in your eyes, or sees that you've maybe gone through something in your life with the grief card, something really painful in your life, and it's kind of like they look at you in a very poetic way, if that makes sense. I don't know exactly how to describe the feeling I'm getting, but it's kind of like how the male character in that movie looked at the female character in that movie, like putting you on a pedestal. It doesn't have to be the opposite gender, but I'm just talking about people in general, like romanticizing you in some way, putting you on some kind of pedestal and looking at you in a very poetic way, making you the main character of their story. I'm even hearing like people sometimes obsess over you in the first meeting, and then we also have this naked card wanting to come out. So you could have this very mermaid energy to others or merman energy. But this is what I see as like someone perceiving you as emotionally an open book. You're open, you're able to be emotionally vulnerable with others. And with the snake wrapped around her transformation, you've been through some kind of transformation within your emotions, and that's people's first impression of you. And you could also just have this very seductive energy because a mermaid lures people in. So that's what I see there. Then at the back of the deck, we have feeling safe. So some people see you and it's like they see your pain and they empathize with you, if that makes sense. Like, it's almost like they want to take your heart and hold it gently. I don't know why I'm seeing that. Spirit guides. I felt a heartbreak now. Spirit guides of my pile 2. We have so many cards wanting to come out for you. So I'm just going to take one. Out of all of these, we'll take the first one, but then I'll show you the rest. We have number 1, Portal with Infinite Mind, Awakening Consciousness. The number 4 has been following you around today, because in that other back of the deck there was a number 4 here as well. And it was also in pile 1 if some of you were drawn to pile 1. And I'm noticing gold here, like gold in the moon and gold here in this portal card. So you could have that energy of everything you touch turns to gold, or a heart of gold. Something about your energy being very golden is what people's first impressions are of you. I'm seeing someone here rub their shoulders and have like an upper back pain, and then people think that you're a very hard worker because of that. And people think, in terms of their first impressions of you, you have a very shamanic energy, a very healing energy, a connection to ancestors. But also, if someone here wears eyeliner, people like your eyeliner, or people like your eyes, or something like that, take it as it resonates. Not everyone's going to resonate with every message. Something about jewelry. I'm looking at this woman here in this beautiful green, luscious dress she's wearing. And it kind of reminds me of the heart chakra. So people think you're someone with a very big heart. And it kind of reminds me of forest, like this green color, forest. There's something so rich and luxurious about your vibe. Even if people don't see you as rich or luxurious, there's something rich or luxurious about the way you love. Someone here could have children, or that's their first impression. And then the other cards we have is tenderness, true love, and compassion. So people could think you really love in a big way, that you're just a very, very compassionate person, where you love people in a very soft way, soft and gentle. Then we have sacred gratitude with reverent appreciation and prayer, card number 50. So people could think you're someone that is spiritual or religious in terms of their first impressions of you. And then we have power over difficulty with reclaiming your power, card number 32. I'm hearing Spirit put emphasis on this card, that people think in their first impressions of you, you've been through a lot, but you've always found your way out of those difficult moments. You're like a phoenix that always rises above any challenge or harsh situation in your life. And you are reclaiming your power, and you are getting through difficult moments by having appreciation for what you do have, or by having this energy of faith. That's something I see of people's first impressions. Then at the back of the deck, we have achievement with effort plus intention. So people think you could have achieved a lot in your life, and now doors are starting to open for you. Let's pull your tarot cards now and see what else shows up for you. People also think you have a very open mind. We have the High Priestess. I heard analytical, but also intuitive. So you have two sides to you where you can be very practical. You can come up with solutions very quickly, is what I hear. Or at least this is what people think. But then you're also very intuitive at the same time. And something about someone here has plants in their home and people like that. I feel like people's first impressions of you is that you're very, very intuitive. Because I feel like you just meet people and you say things without realizing. I'll give you an example. The one day I spoke to someone and I was like, you look like this character. And then she was like, what? That's my name. And I didn't even know her. So that's like an example of the energy. I feel like sometimes you speak with your intuition without realizing. And it's kind of like you show people your ability without saying it. Or people just kind of get that from you in their first impression. We have the Justice card. So people in their first impression of you think you're very honest and an open book. But also very attractive. I keep getting that. We have the Queen of Wands. Self-love. Self-love, self-care is what I hear. Freedom. You creating your own freedom. We have the Three of Pentacles. Someone here has a first impression that you like fashion. That you like dressing up. Or that you just have this type of energy where you can do anything. Where you believe you can do anything and you can do anything. Like multi-talented people is what I hear. These things, remember my pile twos, these things could be people's first impressions. They don't necessarily have to be true. This is just what people think of you when they first meet you. Then we have the Four of Pentacles at the back of the deck. People think you're also very responsible because, we have the Queen here. And the Queen is not just this regal person with this power. It's also about caring for her whole city or country. It's about being a leader to others. It's about taking care of that whole country. So with the Four of Pentacles in the back of the deck, you could think of your country as your home for some of you, like parents out there, or you could think of your, just like as a metaphor, like you are a queen or a king, but you're very responsible too. You're not just, like, even if you had all the riches in the world, I feel like you aren't irresponsible when it comes to finances with the Four of Pentacles at the back of the deck. You know how to balance things out is what I hear with the Justice card. So I'm seeing someone here have a dog play with a toy. I don't know why. Let's now pull your tarot cards. I also feel like people think that you're someone that is very comfortable with being yourself in the world, very confident in yourself, very courageous to be yourself in the world. And if people aren't going to like that, then they can leave. But also this type of vibe of people thinking you're very outspoken, very comfortable with speaking your truth. We have the Lovers. People could think you're in a very significant connection in terms of their first impression of you. We have the Judgment card. I keep hearing connection to the divine and ancestors. We have the World card. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Seven of Wands. I just heard Libra. Someone here has Libra placements. We have the Sun card. And then at the back of the deck, we have the Empress. Beauty, self-love keeps coming up. Or attractiveness, depending on who's watching this. And we see the world here in these cards twice, like a whole earth. So someone here could have a first impression that you travel a lot, that you have a lot of recognition within your career and talents where you're able to travel the world, or I don't know, like even if it's not true, people think you travel or you want to travel the whole world. Or I feel like someone here has a first impression of you where you want to change the world in some way. Because I saw 555 in the beginning of the reading, and I feel like some of you have healing gifts, or some of you have intuitive gifts, or you just want to create change in the world. So that's a meaning I could also take here. Like big kind of change. Bringing love back to Earth, bringing unity back to Earth is what I hear. Those that know this message is for them will know this message is for them. Those that have big purposes. This is the vibe people get from you, that you are going to change the world, that you're powerful. But that you may be so powerful that with the Seven of Wands, there may also be a lot of people that dislike you because of your power. But that doesn't change how you feel about yourself. With the Wheel of Fortune, yes, big purpose, yeah. That's the vibe I get. People think you have a big purpose in terms of their first impression of you. They think you're gonna really create change in the world. Other than that, I can see it as someone that has a visionary mindset too, where you want to create change in general, where you want to achieve something big, like your dreams. The way you love is from a place of genuineness, is what people think in their first impressions of you. People could think that you are always moving forward, even though you've been through some hurt and pain, you're always moving forward after challenges. It's like, I'm seeing a kid fall down and scrape their knee, but get back up and dust themselves off. I don't know why. People also see you as a wise old soul, but then also at the same time, they see you as very childlike, like you haven't lost your inner child. You haven't lost that childlike wonder for the world, that imaginative kind of energy. And I'm hearing flair. I'm also hearing there's something very happy-go-lucky about you, this type of positive outlook you have on life. Something about dopamine, I don't know why. And the fact that you protect those you love, you're very protective over those you love. Like you have this type of vibe of do not F with the people I love. I think this is all I have for you, my pile number twos. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number threes. If you chose this red Jasper crystal and the Earth Fairy, card number 27, with physical health, grounding, and foundations, this reading is for you. We are going to be taking a look at what are people's first impressions of you. So I'm first going to go ahead and add oracle cards and your tarot cards, and let's see what shows up for you. I don't know why, as I looked at the red Jasper crystal, I'm seeing like someone here either likes to wear red lipstick, red nails like me. I don't know, like I get that vibe. Or like a purpley color like this, or gray or earthy tones with the Earth Fairy. There's something about your energy that feels, in terms of people's first impressions, it feels very calm, very safe, and supportive. Like, the feeling I get is if I had to meet you, I would become your friend immediately. Because your energy just feels soft and safe, and it feels very peaceful and supportive. Like, I feel like I can just hold your hand and it wouldn't be anything weird. Like, there is just that comfortability where when people have a first impression with you, they feel very comfortable with you, even strangers. And something about her wings almost look like a moth's wing, if I'm not mistaken. So you could give off this vibe that you're always transforming yourself. Okay, and then since her dress is very loose and free, you could give off this vibe of being very free spirited, but very grounded at the same time and stable within your sense of self. And there's also this power you hold, but it's the softness you hold too. And there is this type of vibe around you where people get the first impression that you're just very free spirited, like they can be themselves in front of you. Like there is no judgment. I kind of get the vibe someone here thinks you spend a lot of time on like making yourself look presentable, making yourself look nice in some way. And it's kind of like that type of vibe of someone looking like they have kind of like a minimalistic kind of energy, like a minimalistic look to you, but simple but well thought out or something like that in terms of the way you look, the way you get dressed up. People may also get the vibe from you in terms of your first impression that you're someone that pays a lot of attention to your health, to building up your life to where you want it to be, that physical foundation you want. I feel like you weren't always like this though. I feel like I also feel a very fiery energy from you and a very watery energy from you. So I feel like you're someone with a very happy-go-lucky type of personality, but then somehow you grew to become like this because just like when we focus on one point of our life, I feel like you're very in tune with spirituality and the cosmic realms. Because when I pulled your cards, the Earth Fairy wanted to come out, but also the Water Fairy. So there was that clash there of like people thinking you're very grounded, but then also very watery at the same time, or very in tune with your emotions and spirituality. Very much like head in the clouds type of energy is what I felt from your vibe. But then I think over time, just like when we focus on one area of our life, we have to also focus on the other areas. So I feel like you, in terms of your chakras, like the upper three chakras have always been very open, but recently or in your adult years, you started working on your lower three chakras and paying attention to your physical world around you. So maybe this is why people see you as an earth fairy here. Maybe you give off fairy vibes to others. Okay, so your card, we have Storms, card number 13. Did you grow up in a chaotic environment with the Storms card? Or did you just grow up around chaos, which is maybe why you like having that sort of energy of like order around you, of a strong physical foundation, so that you can feel at peace, so that you can feel like things are flowing? Because that's a vibe I get from the Storms card. Usually people that grew up in, chaotic environments seek comfort in peace, seek comfort in stability. So with the Storms card, I feel like you could have been someone with very intense emotions growing up, and but now it's become more grounded. I feel like you've been on a healing journey. You found your power. I feel like some of you, like, the vibe I pick up on was before your emotions were super intense where it put you off balance. But now it was like you healed yourself. You slowly started healing yourself and adding more safety into your daily life, adding more stability into your daily life. I feel like some of you have routines now. What I say could even not be true. This is people's first impression, so just keep that in mind. I'm looking at her, and her fashion style is so nice. Maybe you have an amazing fashion style, very creative fashion style, and the power of lightning is very powerful. Storms, it's very powerful. So you could be a very powerful person in terms of people's first impressions of you, with an intensity to you, this energy of death and rebirth around you. You're not afraid of your emotions. There is so much power within your emotions, and that's what I feel here from this card. At the back of the deck, we have worthiness. I feel like you've been working on finding your self-worth, and behind it is divine lineage. So I feel like some of you have also been healing ancestral wounds, healing the emotions behind the ancestors with the water here. So you've been building your self-worth to believe, you're worthy of living a stable, grounded life, to believe you're worthy of love, to believe you're worthy of peace, to believe you're worthy of joy, worthy of success, of living a healthy life. Like, you've started building your self-worth, and this is what people's first impression is of you. I feel like people really like your hair. Someone has hair like this model here or like this model. Okay, we're now going to use the Priestess of Light Oracle. Since you had this energy of honoring your emotions, of feeling things very deeply, we have Touching Earth, card number 12, of planting something new. I think that's exactly what I spoke about. I did feel an angelic energy, by the way. We see angel wings here. I was not sure if I should say something about that, but there's my confirmation from Spirit. Thank you. I feel like since you've been so in tune with your emotions, you're able to help others with guiding them through the storms of their emotions. It's like you hold that lighthouse for people in that sea storm where they don't know how to swim through their emotions, but sometimes we have to surrender and let the waves take us. You have that type of wisdom to you, is what I feel here. You have a very shamanic energy, a very healing energy is what I feel. And I think there's something about you going from being very psychic, very open, very intuitive, to being someone more grounded. So it's like the scales are balancing out. I'm seeing Libra scales. And I journaled something the one day. It's very complicated to explain the whole thing I journaled. But basically, I want to try actually get it and show you. Just bear with me when I show you, because the download I got, I might even sound like a crazy person showing you. Let me just get it for you. I can't find my book that I wrote it in, the download, but I think I sent it to someone, a client on WhatsApp. Just want to find it quickly. Okay, I'm going to show you on my phone. So over here we have the light side, right? Over here we have dark side, duality. This was the download I got. And in the middle here we have the person, our human being, okay? And our higher self is operating this human being as in our body, as what transports us, our character, like a video game character. We can turn this character around and everything. I was seeing us as like video game characters. And then in this side, well, actually I did it the wrong way. I think the left side is the feminine energy, dark, with the moon. And then I saw like all the feminine planets. And then on the right side is the light side, the masculine side, the sun. And we all have divine and masculine energy within us. And what I basically wrote, I saw the Libra scales of balance and how to integrate wholeness within. How we integrate wholeness is by balancing out our masculine and feminine energy, our divine masculine and feminine, as well as light and dark, as well as different aspects of self. So let's say I am 100% intuitive, but I am 0% grounded. I have not integrated all parts of self. So in order to integrate all parts of self and be more balanced and have it be more stable, I'd have to be very grounded, but also very intuitive. And the key here is the opposite side. So some people think, okay, I'm intuitive, I need to become more intuitive. But no, you actually need to ground so that your intuition can be even stronger. I think this is what you've been doing. Do you get what I mean? And it doesn't just have to do with intuition and grounding. It can do with different things like rest and action. It can do with receiving and giving. It can do with creativity and intelligence, different parts of the brain. We have to integrate all parts of ourselves to integrate wholeness. However, our higher self deems it not impossible, but a little bit hard to do it in one lifetime. So this is what we do over many lifetimes. I guess this was just what I wanted to show you, but I feel like you've been doing this. You've been integrating Earth because you already have integrated the heavens, if that makes sense. And you've been calming the waters as we see here. There was a card that wanted to come out. Abundance, fortune, wealth, plenty. I guess as you've been coming into this more earthy energy, you've been maybe even becoming more abundant and more secure within your sense of self. So I don't know why I'm showing you this, but there's something about people noticing this within you and feeling like you're very multidimensional, where there is this type of energy of you being like a Rubik's Cube. And they don't exactly know how to put you in a box because maybe people from your past see you being like this. And now you've become more calm. Now you've become someone that can process your emotions. And they just don't get it because it's like they don't see how a person can change so quickly. Or maybe you get some people seeing you being very grounded, yet at the same time being very someone that feels things very deeply, and then it's like, what? Like, they just can't believe it. So I don't know why I'm showing it to you like that, but what you've been doing is actually good for you. So spirit guides on my pile 2s, pile 3s, some of you from pile 2. Pile 3, may I please look into what are people's first impressions of them? I didn't mean to go on a whole tangent, but we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you do give me Queen of Cups vibes. You have a lot of depth to you. The Empress. Divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy doesn't have to do with gender. Like I said, we all have divine feminine and masculine. And here we see the sun and the moon. That balance, integration, what I spoke about. We have the Knight of Swords. As well as the King of Wands. So also that fiery energy I felt earlier. Did I say fiery energy? I think so. I feel like a lot of people are very attracted to you in terms of first impressions, find you very physically attractive. We have the Four of Wands at the back of the deck. People think you're someone very fun. Someone that is viewing the everyday things of life celebratory. Like, you find little things to be happy about each day. And I feel like people also see you as someone with a really big heart, with soul to you. You have a huge soul or something like that. I don't know why I'm hearing soul, but like, you know, some people, how they say that person doesn't have a soul, you have a soul. I don't know why I'm hearing that. But people also see you as someone very much like go with the flow type of vibe. You appreciate the little pleasures of your day-to-day moments of life. And people also see you as someone that dresses up really well. Like, something about that. Maybe even having a connection to water. People see you as someone very compassionate and empathetic, with an open heart, but also this energy of fiery ambition. With the Knight of Swords, I feel like people could have seen you as a person that loves adventure, because this person is riding on a motorbike. But then also having a lot of ambition and passion towards your work and the things you love to do. So let's look at your tarot cards. So what are people's first impressions of my pile number 3s? We have the 8 of Cups. You've been walking away from something, healing from something. 10 of Wands. The Queen of Swords. We have the Devil. Some of you, I get the vibe you grew up in an environment that was toxic and you left that environment. There could have even been someone that put very angry words onto you, or words that were just very unkind from a young age. And that is the first impression people get from you, but that you've been leaving that behind. You've been learning to speak your truth. You've been learning to take this weight off your shoulder one by healing yourself emotionally. And by gaining a deeper sense of self-awareness and strength. It's like you've been, I hear you've been reframing your mindset is what I hear. And you've been learning to speak up for yourself. You've been working through processing some emotions with the 8 of Pentacles here. And this is the first impression people get from you. That you're also really a hard worker. You spend a lot of time and thought on the things you want to do. I feel like you plan things a lot, or at least this is the first impression people get from you, that you're very responsible. As a result of living in a chaotic environment growing up, you now really value stability. You now really value routine and that thing of being able to plan and being responsible, having balance, things like that. That's a vibe I pick up on. We have the Four of Pentacles. People think you could have also used this to help you achieve something. So it's not like, okay, it's not more so like using anger. It's more so like this type of vibe of, I'm using this stressful situation. I need to get out of this. So I'm going to do whatever I can to get myself out of this and achieve something so that I can have stability. It's like people don't see you in a first impression of being someone superficial or materialistic. It's more so, I want to make a lot of money and a lot of abundance with the Empress so that I can be stable, so that I can share that with others because you have a kind and compassionate heart, so that I can help the world with my wealth, so that I can use my achievements to assist others and to create a stable foundation for myself and my family line, if you have a family or you want a family one day, so that you have that stability. Like, that's the vibe I get, and people think you are someone that is achieving a lot in your life, and that it is going to lead to some type of growth in your material world, a lot of blessings in your material world. I also feel like people in their first impressions of you think you're very smart and intelligent. There's something about you There's something about you being very good with words, and it comes from the heart. But also your work, people can see your work comes from the heart. It comes from a place of first pouring into you and then overflowing onto the work you do, like from your heart. You really pour your heart and soul into everything you do, and something about the words you use sound very intelligent to people in their first impressions, or your writing, like if you do emails or things like that, something about that. I'm hearing at your work you seem very professional, and I think I'm going to leave your reading here. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!